It is 6 p.m. on Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025. We're gonna open the administrative board meeting. Roll call, please.
Trustee Jen. Here. William.
Here.
Nathan.
Here.
Chris.
Here.
John.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
President Rick.
Here.
Treasurer Brenda. Here. Clerk Lisa, I'm here. Deputy Clerk Erica.
I don't know why. I don't either.
Okay,
Yeah.
on the consent agenda tonight, we have two items. Item one, November 25th, 2025 administrative meeting minutes. And item two, bills payable warrant list dated December 23rd, 2025 for a total of $267,516.79. At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those two items or both of those two items for further discussion? Yeah, we'll entertain the first motion.
I move to place agenda item 1 and 2 inclusively as consent agenda item. Further, I move that all items be considered together as consent agenda.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to place items 1 and 2 inclusively as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen.
Yes.
William. Nathan.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Chris.
Yes.
Passes at 6:01.
I move to adopt items 1 and 2 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the county fiscal procedures specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 and 2 inclusively as a consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
Chris.
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
William.
Yes.
Nathan.
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes. Passes 6:02.
We just have two items moving forward. We just do a motion and a vote. It's much faster.
It would be.
It is.
That I don't care. All right, so
He doesn't
we'll
care.
end up with that extra.
All right, under me this
You know,
evening,
like,
I have
this is easy.
nothing. If I do think of it, I'll come back around. Lisa? Brenda? Who's gonna screw this up?
Yeah.
Fergie?
Think
Come on,
Paul.
No. Sorry. I had to think there for a second. No.
If you got some.
Brody?
Only thing I got is, last week we've been working on, finishing the picnic tables,
Here's the,
350, I should say. A lot of them were damaged and stuff, so.
73,
We'll get a lot more out of those back here, either, more rest areas and, places to set for people.
Okay. Matt?
All right, project status report, the Junction Road, shoulder stone project. Dale said the final pay estimate, has been submitted to IDOT for signature, so that's in the process of getting that closed out. Nothing out in Plat 10. The Gateway subdivision, pretty much everything is kind of wrapped up for the year. There will be a pay request 5 for contract 1 that'll be processed soon, and then we are working on those additional costs for the additional doors for the large unit and stuff. So we're getting some rough drawings over to Stenstrom so they can get us some pricing and stuff on that. So hopefully we'll have that next month here for you. The park project, generally on hold for till the spring, but a contractor's still just working on some odd and end punch list items, and then some plumbing and security system things that were on back order. As soon as they get in, they'll get those installed. So, and then for Brenda, I did finally got a response back from IDNR. They sent me some more information. I believe today it went through for reimbursement on the last 300,000 for the grant. So,
Awesome.
so we'll see. I'm gonna check with them next week and make sure he got it and make sure he's gonna be processing. So the only thing is, he says, I made me feel better. He said, a lot of people are having problems with the Amplifon site, so.
Oh, yeah.
So. Thing on the park, Nothing with, the filter, night core, nothing. The last two items on the list, a lot of activity. Getting copied, Dale's doing all the work and Erica, they're back and forth practically daily with, submittals. Either between Frontier or from SurfNet, so. On the Frontier one, they've kind of made submittals, 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got 5 different, submittal packages and stuff that are in various stages under review. The one's been approved. 3 have been reviewed and we're waiting for, revisions to come back. And then 1 was just submitted and Dale's working on that review right now, so. And then SurfNet, they've got 1, 2, 3, they've got 4 submittals. They've done second review and accepted the permit on 3 of them, and then there's 1 that that's still outstanding, so. They must have been breaking these into small or pieces, and stuff, so each one has to get its own review and back to them for comments, so,
I think Sir said they had 5 or.
yeah.
5
And
cents.
Brett's been looking over them as well as Dale,
Oh,
so
we're-
they've been kind of putting their comments together for the response.
2 questions for you.
A down payment for review? Or our cost for review?
That I do not know.
Yeah. You gotta get a.
I understand it. What happens when a project decides to no longer go forward? We've expensed umpteen dollars, who knows amount between engineering and legal review before a project was set to go forward.
Nothing if we don't ask for it up front.
I don't see that as an issue on either one of these.
Not these.
All right, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, in general.
Yeah, no, I get you. I got it.
We'll have to review the policy and see what's gonna be.
I have 2 questions for you.
Yep.
The, I didn't see either one on your list, and maybe they're not really projects, but the flashing light one.
Yeah, I forgot to have Dale put that one on. He's starting to work on,
Yeah,
gonna be
and I
starting to
said
work on
that- I
that.
told
I'll
him it
get
was
that
not
on
in
the
a hurry,
report
so
next
that's
time.
Not a problem.
Yep.
I just want to make sure you have it.
Yep.
And the second thing is, I actually sent you guys an email for the Verizon.
Oh, yep, and
Portion. Then
Yeah.
Erica then sent you the permitting for
Yep,
that.
and that one came in on Friday, and I think I sent this to Lisa before I got that one, but I did receive it. I looked at it. It appears to me that they're not adding any antennas. They're using the same brackets that they have up there. They're just putting new equipment on those brackets. And then it looks like there's a little bit of new cabling that they're gonna be running as well with the new equipment that's gonna be on there. Now, I did look back, because I was back in 16, since they did send structural calculations and the impact on the tower and stuff, I have reached out to, I'm waiting for a response back, and reached out to Landmark, because last time we did this, we had Landmark, the company that actually designed and built the tower, and stuff. We had their engineers take a look at it to make sure that they were satisfied with it. And last time they gave us a one page kind of review letter and just, general comments on what they could and could not do when they make the attachments to the tower. So just waiting for a response back so I can send those structural calculations and stuff to them to make sure that there's no impact on the tower. Just reading through it, it looks like it's,
Fell under the percentage of.
yeah, very minor. So
Sorry.
I'm thinking it's not gonna be a problem, but I just soon have them take a look at it.
In my email, I asked, the board was asking about what they didn't comply with when they originally installed it. And I asked for that information.
Oh, okay. Get that.
I can resend it to you if
Yep.
you want.
I'll look up, maybe I just.
We charge Verizon too after the fact for their permit. Sorry if anybody knows that answer.
Well, if they're doing the following the regular building permit process, that's what happens.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they need to pay for the permit, right? Correct? Verizon or whoever it is that, it was somebody else who sent it in for them. I'm sure, because I talked to the lady on the telephone the day that she sent it to you. And it's not actually Verizon, it's, somebody they hired to do it. But I just want to make sure that they're paying whatever they need to pay to cover our costs, because clearly if we're,
They can afford it.
well, that's, I don't care if they want to come change their equipment out, then they gotta pay just like anybody else, right? So, just wanna make sure that
Yep.
that's the case. All right. Sorry, that was it. for me.
Nope.
Any questions for Matt?
All I got.
One to Jen?
Oh, I have a shoot sheet.
I have nothing new, the July number, we haven't really assembled to discuss it. So hopefully maybe next week I'll have some information.
Did we all see the 150 celebration and cost?
Yeah.
Report there? Yeah, just make note, the fireworks will be 3 times as much around the July date versus what this was.
Well, that's because I asked him for something different.
No,
Right.
no,
The time.
this is a discount because it's off season, right? You're not.
No.
It's around, I think it's about 12 usually.
Because what we asked, what we asked him to do was something different. And he sent us that video, like what they do when they go to competitions down south, and that's what he did for us, and that's kind of what it was. So-
Yeah, but when you book between July 1st and the 4th, you're paying substantially.
Oh, well, this is separate from July 3rd, July 3rd is totally.
That's what I'm getting, that's exactly what I'm getting. I don't think that we're gonna be able to get fireworks
We never
and
had.
a similar package and the same profit for the same cost. You're not.
No, it's gonna be close to what we've always paid.
We're
Fourth.
more than 20 grand.
Third,
Well, that's what I was. But yeah, because I know
Hmm?
last year when I spoke with him, he, he said.
I don't know. We don't, that's ours cost more than that,
Well, I'm just saying that's what it was.
This is a big deal.
This year,
because it could
sorry,
be
for July,
30 or 40.
but that was also.
Oh, sorry, can somebody remind me, what did we pay last year for just our regular third?
We upped the budget, because it was, you're like at 17.5.
Right, I remember that.
Because
Is-
of the
okay.
tariffs.
All right, so you're saying it would be 60,000?
No.
Oh, all right, then I'm confused. What are you saying?
It was the 150th celebration.
Right.
Because they were
That's
low.
because that's what it
Oh, right, as opposed to 1,500, is that what you're saying?
As opposed to the
20,000.
17,000 we paid for July 3rd.
is.
Our 150th celebration was
No.
off season.
Right, I didn't go to it, so I have no idea what it was.
It was good.
All right, and it only cost us $500?
Right,
That-
and
because,
8,500.
because you,
8,500.
oh, okay, 8,500 because you did it in the middle of whatever, right?
Yeah,
We're-
off-
Summer, but,
July.
right,
Correct.
not when most people want them either December or July. So this would be the 250th, I assume would be on July 4th, right?
Yes.
July 3rd,
So for that,
right.
what is
It's
then,
still-
what are we talking about then? How much money are we saying?
We have,
I know when I speak with him, he just asked for the budget to know
Sure,
what he can purchase, and usually in January, he goes through his inventory to see what he can do, and he tries to book, like, get all of his stuff.
oh yeah, it'd be a good idea.
we haven't budgeted for this year yet, for next year yet. Well, William was saying was that the 8,500 we played for the Sesquicentennial, it's gonna be a lot higher for July 3rd.
Oh, sure, because we already paid $20,000 for a regular show, right?
Right.
We're gonna use
So-
all the same items and choices that we made last time for the 150th. I think we were gonna kind of fine tune what we learned from last time and make some
It was
more
a good,
fiscally
it
responsible.
was a good event. My memory was that the conversation stemmed like we wanted to mirror that same event. Or
Correct.
something similar to
Yes.
that.
Yes,
And my only point is, don't think we're gonna be able to do something similar under that same budget category.
Right.
That's my only point.
But you normally spend 20
Good point.
already, right? You normally always spend $20,000 already.
fireworks on this date are usually spent either way.
Yeah,
So that cost is kind of already a
No.
done deal whether we choose to do.
right,
250 celebration.
right.
So, I mean,
We do the 3rd, so we get it cheaper than the 4th.
yes.
Either way.
It would
Anything
be
further,
maybe
Jen?
the third
No,
bigger
that's okay.
celebration.
All right, William,
I don't think I have any. I don't know.
Nathan,
The first one on here is just a discussion of change order number 2, extending the Oslo Grant Park, Community Parks Improvements by 100 days. So that way we get through the spring and everything's good from there.
And I-
As long as the board doesn't have any problem with that.
And I did-
Put it on.
I did check with IDNR, there was two things. One was the reimbursement and the other one was, as far as project completion and closeout. And he said, as long as the seeding and everything is completed by April 30th, he said, that's fine. He said, usually we like to get all the final pay requests and all that processed 60 days after the end of the grant. So we don't have to have the pay request processed and into IDNR by the 30th. Just the seating.
Motion second and approval for extending it 100 days.
That includes a price increase due to the extension?
I
No.
did- I
On
did-
the report, there was the price extension that was already approved by the board. Both of those things were already.
Yeah, the original price increase for change 2 was.
Yes.
Yeah, the price increase that's on there was items that were already approved by the village board previously. This is just making the official document so that the contractor can actually invoice for the work.
So do we want to make a motion and just?
Motion second vote.
So I make a motion for approval of change order number 2, extending Oslo Community Parks Improvements by 100 days.
Second.
That was too close.
That was close. It was quick. Nathan makes a motion to approve change order number 2, extending the Oslo grant for the community parks improvements by 100 days. Patrick seconds.
We're all gonna.
Pardon me. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Passes unanimously at 6:17.
Alright. The second one is discussion on proposed solution to eliminate the drainage funding issues in and around the new pavilion restroom structure at the community park building. So from my understanding, there's some water that is inside of the building, if I understand this correctly. I'm gonna probably hand it over to you and let you, I don't know if you want to speak on this or explain what's gonna happen here, because from what I can see, we're gonna cut a trench around the whole building and then we're gonna hope that water flows into that and falls away from the building. It doesn't go inside anymore.
Well, you're,
I say trench, it's a cut, but.
A drain.
basically, as the pictures are showing up here, contractor poured the concrete slab for the pavilion building and the restrooms as one continuous slab. That was, per our plan, and the design was for the slab to be was for it to be flat. Unfortunately, the way that it was constructed, about 2/3 to 3/4 of the slab actually drains back towards the enclosed part of the building. And water is seeping through the control joints under the walls and cooling in the restrooms and in the utility rooms. And also not draining towards the actual floor drains that were installed in the concrete. So we notified, or we are going to be notifying the contractor that the construction as is right now isn't acceptable.
What?
It isn't acceptable. And
I just need clarity.
Yeah.
and first thing we're going to have them do is they need to go on the interior and do some sort of repair to make sure that the floors drain to the floor drains. That's completely unacceptable. On the exterior, after discussing some options with Brody and Brett, we feel like the best thing to do, in all honesty, is to saw cut everything around the building as close to the walls as possible. And the contractor's gonna have to hammer out all the concrete and re-pour it so that it drains away from the building. And in doing so, we're going to request that they basically remove the bottom piece of siding and put a piece of flashing in that would prevent any additional rainwater from somehow getting between that joint between the bottom of the wall and the top of the concrete slab. And we looked at other options, but feel like that's the best one to address.
How do we erect a building at hot concrete that was built better?
How did I just get that?
Brody, did you check that
Inspection,
slope
right?
today?
So. This should
Did
not
you
have
check
been
that
inspected.
slope today?
With that.
Should the contract been inspected when it was done?
Yes. There was a couple spots, I mean, it's kind of wavy in there, there's a couple of spots that it very, very slightly falls to the drain, there's a couple of high spots that it does not fall to the drain. I know Aaron can attest to the fact of, I mean, you literally push the water towards the drain with your foot, and it ran away from the drain. So it's not a good deal all around.
What were the other options explored that you did?
One other option that we look at is to, you know, obviously, would have been the same general, the flashing installation. The concern was that then there would be, and talking to our architect, obviously, water is still running towards the building and has no way of really draining away. Will be sitting up against the building, so the other option we looked at was basically cutting a trench around the building, a foot and a half wide, and installing a trench drain all the way around the entire building and outletting the drain to the north to a drainage swale. You know, I've been talking with Brett and Brody. You know, Brett made a valid point, and that he goes, "Oh, that sounds a whole lot like a patch, and it's not gonna look good." And I agreed with him. And you know, the other issue is that over time, you know, it's gonna require maintenance. You know, trench drains accumulate silt and can potentially clog up. And it's just another thing that, you know, that Brody would have to take care of. You know, obviously, if it's sold correctly, gravity
Still don't get it.
pretty much eliminates the, you know, the need for maintenance ideally.
Well, the more cuts we make into this concrete, the more opportunities we have for failure of the concrete too, right? Like, I mean.
Right.
I mean, it's a solid slab right now, so it's gonna move hopefully a little bit as one, right, for a while, and then if we start cutting things, we got things that can move at different.
That's my concern with what they've got, because your expansion joints do exactly that.
Right,
Well, that was one of the big concerns.
With the drain too.
yeah, we're gonna get a drain in there too,
Right.
so.
The general idea with this was we would pin the new slab to the one that's underneath of so those would theoretically. That's the best we can do.
Yeah, that's the best idea, I mean, other than removing it all and starting over,
Yeah,
right? Like-
without,
Is there-
without taking the building down and
Yeah.
replacing the
Is there a way
entire
to raise
thing.
the building and replace it?
Just jack that building up, re-pour this concrete.
Exactly.
Go back down, and then I've seen houses move before, so.
I would have to ask the contractor if they have a way of somehow supporting those walls to remove that. And
This is what
Wait,
the
I mean,
contractor proposed, or this is something?
the other, I mean, there's,
No, I think we have.
you know, there's
we have
already
that drawn up, I believe.
conduits, water pipes, everything around the wall, and slab, and.
So again, how did we get to what is theoretically a final product with either with inspections that should have been done when pipe is in the ground, before concrete is poured, after concrete is poured, and before walls go up, or was there no inspection? Was BNF out here?
It was inspected, obviously should have probably had the late or level out to check the slopes and stuff after the concrete was poured, because if it, best we could have done is, you're not gonna be able to correct it while they're pouring, you're gonna probably have to check it after the concrete's poured, but we could at least found it before the building structure went up.
Who
Correct.
inspected?
idea.
What's that?
Who inspected?
Who signed off?
We had an inspector on site,
And forgive me, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Aaron Paul, he's Will Hoffman, he's out of our Rockford office, he worked on that, sorry about that, William, didn't really,
He's the engineer that we got.
my apologies, he works with Dale Hamilton.
We just reported to you. It's like-
I recognize it. I recognized you.
Have we reached out to the contractor? Have they thought of or proposed a solution rather than us tell them what, I mean, they.
No, we,
They might have goofed before and have.
no, we wanted to initially meet with, Brody and Brett first, and then we wanted to bring it back to the board before we reach out and tell the contractor, this is what we want you to do.
Well, why don't we ask them what they would do? It can't be their first goof up that they might have had to remedy it. Cause if we tell them what to do right and then that doesn't work, they're gonna say, well, that's what you told us to do.
Yeah, and if you give them an option, they're gonna go with the cheapest option at all.
Well, you just
times.
see what they think.
Well,
Yeah, I didn't say
I
you
want this
can't
to
get
be
the
a cost to us 2, 3, 5 years down the road.
No.
Again, and if and when something, it doesn't work out, like.
Well,
If you don't get a final product that's designed and built the way it's supposed to be, you're going to have increased cost problems down the road. And the fact that it won't drain, if the drain's too high inside, that's a problem already. The only solution is to cut the concrete, lower the drain, and re-pour it in a fashion, in a patch. Unless they replace the whole thing, which it sounds like they're not gonna wanna do. Otherwise, how else are you gonna push water uphill naturally?
Well, and the other issue is currently with the way it's set, that the water drains through the wall into the building and still doesn't go down the drain.
Yeah, then we
So-
have it rotting away in the wall at the sill.
Right, and
And
we've
the
got-
building's gonna.
And
Yeah, that's something.
in the drawing, you've got mastic, and mastic fails. It just ages and fails.
Sorry,
I
so
can promise you, this will be probably one of the most heavily used bathrooms in that park. And it's already gonna be undersized.
I'm sorry, so does somebody have a better idea than what they're presenting?
It's-
I'm not a-
Concrete as a whole is the.
I'm not an engineer or an architect, I just wanted to know, you're suggesting that they replaced the
I mean,
entire,
it should be done right, the first.
I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just saying.
I mean, I don't love that solution. I mean, it's not great for anyone here, but it's the solution that needs to be done. In my. Opinion. So. I mean, unless someone has something better than a trench cut into the, I mean, I don't love that idea. So there's no guarantee that that's
No.
gonna be effective even if we build a trench.
Well,
It'll help, but
Like
it's
a
not,
French
it's not guaranteed that it'll be the all fix alls. So.
let's get our attorney's opinion on whether or not we can get them to replace the entire slab, because if I'm them, I'm saying, hey, it passed your inspection.
I agree.
I'm just saying, that's what I would say. So,
So whenever you're talking about a construction defect case, of any sort, what it really comes down to is whether the deficiencies, I mean, it's pretty common in the context of a complex or even a simple construction
I'm sorry, Mark.
proceeding, that something is gonna be,
Built as designed.
I'm sorry?
I think Matt said it was built as designed.
No, it was not, that's not how it was built to
The
design.
single slab was, but
The
the,
single,
Well-
how they
Flat single-
constructed it. How they constructed it was per the design, but we didn't design it to drain back to the building.
But
That's
it's
where the
also
crux is.
Designed to be a flat piece of concrete. I understand there's waves, I understand there's a high point, but we apparently designed a flat slab of concrete that wasn't arched to slope away.
would it float, well, you wanted
There's
to
drains
right.
provided, that would have been.
to the
designed
drain
for
and the
whole
rest
piece of
would
those
be
drains,
away.
correct?
Yeah.
So-
right,
So obviously there's details I don't know here, but if they constructed what we told them to construct, they will probably come back out at your expense and do whatever it is going to take to remedy the issue. They would only take on the expense ultimately if they have failed to construct in accordance with the design, if that makes sense. So, I mean, there's a lot of facts here that I don't know, but, I mean, if they built what they were told to build,
well, to William's point, it was
gonna be
designed
more
as a
expensive.
flat slab and what we got is a bowl.
Well, if it still would have some sort of degree.
Well, we got a wavy piece of concrete is what we got, so.
And- Can it really?
It
be-
goes like this, causing the water to flow everywhere but towards the drains or away from the building, obviously, but. the pools
Yeah.
that are up there now.
It can't really be a bowl. If it was, it would all flow to the drain,
Middle.
right in
Yeah.
the middle.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be screwed up somehow, something fierce. to
Yeah, I mean,
flow
the
it.
bottom line is if they deviated from the design in such a way that has led to some of these problems, it will ultimately be their expense. It won't surprise you to learn that it's not uncommon that the two sides won't agree on that. So it may be more than a quick phone call, hey, come back out. And you know, there's just a lot of variables here that I don't know as I sit here, but yeah, if they failed to construct like they were supposed to, even if it passed an initial inspection, ultimately that doesn't exempt them from having deviated from the design in a way that's led to material flaws.
That was basically my question.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't exempt them, then you could tell them.
Matt,
Replace the whole
if I
thing.
understood you correctly.
Project has
They have
not,
not reached out to the contractor yet?
what's that?
So if I understood you correctly, we have not reached out to the contractor yet?
Not for the fix. They're aware of the problem, let's put it that way.
The only
But
thing
not the
we
fix.
requested them to, when the problem was first discovered, we requested initially that they needed to do a better job sealing around the building to, keep the water from migrating into the interior.
We just have pooling water at the outside.
You know, so that was, the solution that they tried did not work. We came back to them and said, we need to do something else. We need to make a hard, some kind of, what they did was they caulked around the base to try to seal the gap between the sill board and the concrete. And also caulked where most of the water is migrating through, in all honesty, is through the construction, the control saw cut joint. It's following that seam directly underneath the wall, because there is nothing impeding it from doing that. So it's part of the sketch that's been handed out, the flashing and the mastic. The idea was that their idea was to saw cut a line with a saw to install that flashing, seal it, and that would go all the way through the slab and through the control joints to basically provide a barrier for the water to migrate into the building.
But it's still cool outside it.
Correct, and that's where I met with Brody and said, you know, this is the only option that we could think of, again, short of knocking the entire building down and starting over, to repair the situation without going to that. Well,
Got it.
Well, we can go and meet with Stenstrom. And see what we can do to. If the general consensus is to replace the entire slab. We'll go and we'll figure it out.
I'm trying to wrap my head around how the design or engineering is a single piece of slab that is flat. Why would we not,
Well, it might have specified slope.
why would we not pitch the outsides away from the building? And if you wanna pour a bowl pitch inside for the floor drains, I understand that, but
The outside.
no scenario should the outside concrete going around this be flat or even run into the building. It should be pitched away.
I think probably part of the issue with that was constructability, and stuff, because it is a single slab all the way across the
36 by 26.
yeah, but you've got underneath where the restrooms are at, you do have a foundation wall that's there below the frost level, so you don't get any heaving issues with the actual building walls and stuff there. But that foundation wall is down, whatever the slab thickness is 6 inches, you know, and stuff. So when they poured, they're pouring that entire slab, and you gotta make sure that, that slab is gonna be relatively flat there at where the building walls are gonna be, so you can start building that wall construction and stuff, and then trying to, trying to taper that off. It's probably more of a constructability issue, you know, and stuff.
I don't even know if we extended that view up, I don't even know what it would reveal, I don't know what the roof looks like, but is it cheaper to extend the roof line so there's no water or touches the concrete in the first place?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
imagine
just like a
that's, I
canopy.
found that from the path there, it looks like right onto the, because from what I can tell, it's higher.
Oh,
the
it's at a low
asphalt
point.
area, and it's just running right all into the building.
Yeah.
So now there's some type of like, I don't know, retaining wall in the grass area to prevent that, and I don't know, some type of weird water gate in front of there,
I think not a bad idea, but the problem you have, I mean, you get thunderstorms around here, you know, and stuff, you get high winds and stuff, I mean, I think there's probably, even if you could extend the roof out further and stuff, there's probably gonna be instances where you could get water on the slab and stuff.
What do you think the depth of the water would be if it was sealed around the building? Cause if we don't touch that outside,
You mean if we just made the concrete to structure basically watertight, not change any of the concrete?
but just, yeah, but,
No, I'm-
yeah, just, I mean, I don't wanna leave it that way by any means, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
curious.
I didn't know if that.
How much water we think would actually be standing there if it wasn't making it through the wall?
Well, I don't think you would, sorry, Aaron.
Oh, it's
Please.
approximately half an inch.
Yeah.
Or so.
You're not gonna build
A lot.
6 inches of water.
That's all.
Those bathrooms always had water. Before, we used to go in there after a storm, the bathroom floors would be saturated.
Here's the other structure.
Yeah, that's the brand new
No, I get it, but I'm just
Here's the other
saying.
issue, this bathroom gonna be open year round.
That was a decision that has not been made yet.
So what happens when you get the freeze thaw inside the wall, moisture at the base of the building?
Do we have unit heaters inside?
No scenario is this
Do
acceptable.
we have unit heaters inside the?
Yes.
Because it's just gonna be a long-term problem for us to maintain.
We'll see
Or
what.
require constant.
Do the contractor throws out for an answer and we'll go from there.
It'll
Okay.
speak to you or fix every time.
Alright.
it rains. I'll put sandbag.
But I don't like any of this.
Oh,
I'm gonna see what they throw out. I tell them it's a full tear down and rebuild, replace, and then if they say no, then ask them what the alternative is. But my expectation is a finished product that is logical and meets the engineering design and specs, not an alternative Band-Aid patch.
Right, that we're gonna get a 1-year warranty on, and then,
We're gonna have a 10, 15, 20-year problem.
yeah, or less.
Well,
And I will say,
till the building falls down, so.
Right.
Whatever that
Water
happens
out
to
those
be.
Sitting water.
just to throw out there as well for both to Matt and Aaron's point, the conversation was had in one of the construction meetings. Me and Aaron and both Ferg, were all out there. Once myself and Fergie had both realized that the pad was spec to be flat. The request was asked to Stenstrom to try to get any slope whatsoever on it. Whether it be inside, outside, wherever, because I had the concern from the get-go of sideways rain sitting there, you have people walking through water, trying to use the bathrooms, and it's a brand new structure. I don't think that even at that point of sideways rain, unless it were to go out there and blow the water off, you would still have a.
Matt, if the design originally was a flat slope, that's my biggest problem.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
Huge problem.
Understandable.
And the fact that the inside was not drained properly, that's kind of the biggest concern, because maybe the water wouldn't center as much if it was draining to the drain. I mean, if that part of the problem was alleviated, obviously that would be.
Water should never go from the outside.
Is that correct?
You're gonna rot out that sill.
And Aaron did say that they should go, the inside to see where we do sit, it was not shot when they shot the outside.
Yeah, I took elevations on the outside to check the slope and whatnot. Obviously, we didn't give them the inside, I think, because last time I was out there, the doors were actually were locked and In all honesty, it's pretty obvious where when there's standing water a foot away from where the drain is, it's pretty easy to determine that it didn't, it's not going where it's supposed to.
I mean, just looking at the photo, I'm waiting for it to freeze, and now you got ice.
Then we offer a skate.
And a lawsuit,
That'd be a-
somebody buster.
We're
That's true.
rubbing it off every minute.
That's not true. If you know.
We'll get with Centrum and we'll come back with a
Yeah.
solution.
Just like the sidewalk,
Alright.
if you know about it, they'll do anything to fix it.
Well,
Well, I didn't spend any money yet, so,
Yeah.
no, that wouldn't pay.
All right,
Nothing to think.
Chris,
Mine actually. There, okay, make a motion to approve resolution 2572, approving and authorizing the purchase of a electric salt spreader for Public Works Department in the amount of $7,317.94. Who was the? By Paris, from Paris Supply.
So,
Harris Supply.
Yes, it was Paris, I actually just forgot.
All right, Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-72 for salt spreader in the amount of $7,317.94 from Paris Supply. Nathan seconds. That's money recall or wait, sorry, discussion.
Well, I'm kind of wishing I would have went first when everyone was still happy. But either way, so this is something we have been looking at, kind of researching and deciding if we need it or not. This will be for our F-550, our small dump truck that takes care of the original side of town, the alleys. Well, it fills in for everything, but its primary is the original side of town. We never spec'd that with the salt spreader, when we bought that back in 17, 18. So what takes place is that truck basically plows, it does everything, and then when one of the other two big trucks is available, it will come over, it will salt the original side of town. We do have a couple issues, that's why we've kind of been evaluating this, researching this over the last couple of seasons. Our alleys, we do not run our big trucks down our alley and very, very narrow city street, which we call an alley. It is not safe. We will not do it anymore. It's just, we're gonna end up hitting a house. So this will be if you've ever noticed our salt spreaders, they are a driver's side dump, like State and everybody else. This will be a center set. So this truck will be able to go down the alleys and dump center. So you cover the alleys. It will help us at our water plant. It'll help us at the wastewater plant when it comes to salting, because the problem with the bigger trucks is the slower you go, they're hydraulic driven. You literally end up just putting a windrow of salt in each direction. You're not casting very far. Not to mention, we have come to realize that there are certain events, actually, we've had it already this year, where it is very beneficial to us with temperature issues, to be able to plow the streets, and literally when we are doing cleanup passes, to plow and salt as soon as we're done with our edging and our cleanup passes. Because especially when you're losing temperatures, you're getting to that 11, 12 degree where your standard rock salt starts to become less effective. We are wanting to get plowed in, get salted as fast as we can, not wait for another big truck or one of the big trucks to come when they're done with their route and salt. So, like I said, there's a lot of little things that add up that benefit. We originally had budgeted, correct me if I'm wrong, Brenda, I believe it was 15,000 for this, because we were actually looking at a V-box setup for the back of the truck. The reason we decided against that and went with this, which was obviously less money anyway, is because we don't have storage for anything. Our plows sit outside. We have equipment that sits out year round because we are out of storage. So this will be a piece of equipment it's literally the same setup that's on the back of our trucks already, except this is a center dump setup. So this will fit in a building a lot easier than this. So
I'm sure everybody understands quite well.
So sorry, I'm just trying to explain why.
I know.
So
Chris, did you get 3 bids?
Yeah, somebody did. They were in the thing, they were in the packet.
Want to make sure.
There was more than one, John. Two
You're
is
the
all I
you're the
require.
advocate of
3 is
this.
better, but.
if there's any questions as to anything further, I won't drag it out any longer, I guess.
Did you
There's
read the
something
text,
to
John?
No, I didn't.
All right,
The
Yeah,
PDF
that-
kept crashing. every
that makes
time I-
sense.
The way it's sent doesn't work.
But yes, it's in the budget.
Never had it open, was fine.
All right, children.
That hot laptop.
All right. Any further discussion on the actual topic? Roll call, please.
Don,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
I can't.
and Nathan.
Yes.
That's a rough.
It passes at 6:45.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Do you have anything else?
Right. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
This, new and improved fancy equipment. That's something snow, I read with.
No, all the
Well,
elected
nothing, we
officials
just
get
pushed it.
more. We've
We
already
just
determined
pushed
that.
it into your driveway.
Elected officials get more.
I actually, not even gonna comment, so.
Just a
I think we do.
Anything further, Chris?
No,
All right, Patrick,
Brad,
Nothing at this time.
all right.
We're good, Pat.
John?
Brad, do you have anything for water?
No, we're good, John. Thank you.
All right, Rick, that's it.
All right, unfinished business. Not hearing any, we'll move on. Aaron, you're the only public.
I'm good.
Motion for closed session.
Pursuant to, for the purpose of reviewing closed session minutes, to make a determination whether to release or continue to withhold them.
Make a motion to go into closed session. To discuss of minutes from previously closed session in accordance with the Illinois Open Meetings Act. 5 ILC 122C21, the session itself, we either approve those minutes or conduct the legal requirements semi-annual review.
Sorry.
That was you?
That was going.
Okay. You too. Let's separate you. Nathan makes a motion to go into closed session under section, under ILCS 120/2C21. Patrick seconds.
No closed session for me.
Roll call.
Christmas, man.
are you sure? Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, everybody, good Christmas, New Year's.
You too, Aaron.
Nathan,
Yes, yeah.
Don,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yeah.
Chris.
Reconvene close regular session at 7:07. All right, and we have a motion.
Make a motion for approval of resolution number 2564, approving reviewing of executive session minutes.
Second.
Nathan makes a motion to approve resolution number 25-64. Jen seconds. We're gonna do that with roll call.
Chris,
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Yep.
John,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes. Passes 708 unanimous. Anybody have anything further?
I don't.
William makes a motion to adjourn. Nathan seconds. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, same sign.
So, what is our?
We're still adjourned at 7:08.